There we go. Let's get the lighting right. Does that help out a little bit? This is nothing more than a celebratory post live stream because platinum is just, it should blow your mind. I mean, if you look at it, I do believe that platinum is at 1,001 right now. Had you bought it at 930 with premiums and everything, if it goes up another $20, $30, you could sell it and get all your money back, lose the premium. But that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is it's going to feed itself up. Howdy, partner. It's going to get up to about 11, 1120. And then I think it's going to do the same thing that silver does, which is go up 6, come down 4, go up 6, come down 4. And I think platinum's doing that on a larger scale, which means that if silver goes up 6, you still really can't sell it and make much money because you paid $4 to $6 in premiums. Then it goes down 4. Then it goes back up 6. So now you're up 8, and you can stand a chance, depending on what premium you paid, to sell and make a little bit of money. But platinum, that little bit of money turns into $100 or $150 in the same scenario. Because if you buy it at like $950 with $100 premium, makes $1,050. Right now it's $1,001. That's cool. Another week, it's going to be close to 11, most likely, which means you could sell and make $50 if you bought it at $950, which is a free. Hey, what's up, Shadow Work? Which is that's right, buddy. Future Secret Millionaires Club. It's a free 2 ounces of silver generics that you could make just in profit margin as the platinum goes up and down, because the margins are so much higher because the price is higher. So again, say for example you bought at $950, you sell at 11, you made $50. You wait, it might go up to 1120 or whatever, but then it's going to drop down to about like 980 or 1,000 again, and you rebuy. Because I have a feeling it's following silver's path. In the past 2 times that silver's gone up, it went up $6 and retraced down $4. And then it went back up $6 to like 28 something, then it dropped down to 22, 21, somewhere around there. Now it's going back up, so it should go up to 30 and then drop back down to about 24, 25 as a bottom. So, going off the charts, which I apologize that if you guys want charts, I don't know how to like flick my shit to where you can see my screen and all this other stuff. I will learn as the channel grows. When I get maybe 20 people in here at one time, I'll put more of an effort into learning that shit, but I really don't care to learn it that much right now. How to show charts. I'm more interested in what's giving you guys the numbers, giving you guys the figures and facts, and let you watch the price. And after it goes and does its cycle, its volatile cycle that takes 3 or 4 months, you can decide for yourself when you want to jump in and jump out for that small profit margin of $50 to $100, which will get you 3-4 silver every 3 months free just by watching it go up and down. Because platinum's going to do the same thing. It'll go up, and then it'll come down, and it'll be about 10% higher than last time it went down. Then it'll go up, then it'll come back down 10% higher than the previous time. Same as what silver doing. Yeah, exactly, Shadow. I mean, you got to look at they've programmed even these college individuals to not look past it. I mean, lifetime for a marriage nowadays is an average of 5 years. What the fuck? The short-term intrinsic nature of humans' thought processes these days is what's keeping them poor. I mean, we'll never have another Warren Buffett with the way people think now. Oh, I got to sell it. I got to sell it. I got to sell it. Yeah, why not buy and hold, man? And then go out, earn some money, buy some more. Then earn some money, buy some more. Then earn some money, buy some more. And don't stop. Don't worry about the selling of it. So that way, one day when you sit back, you're like, fuck, man, I don't want to go to work today. How much? Holy shit, I got a lot of silver. How about I just sell some silver, buy it, pay the house off, and I don't ever work again? Because you did that. You went at, hey, what's up, William? People are looking for that quick buck, man. They're going to get knocked the fuck out because it doesn't happen that often. we hear all the stories, but do you hear the other 999,999 people that didn't work for? You know, it's just, it's psychology. You can't get trapped up in it. And a lot of people do, unfortunately, because they weren't taught how to think. They were taught what to think. You are very, very, very few that have kept around. I mean, even in my family experience, my mom's mom and dad did not get divorced. My dad's mom and dad got divorced. My mom and dad got divorced. My brother got divorced. I only have one brother, one mother, one father, and two grandparents. And of all of them, all but one of them got divorced. So I don't have a strong history to go off of. Yeah, you ain't got to worry. No DNA test for you, huh, Jake? But anyhow, back to Jake buying more silver than he needs to. Hey, what's up, Mickey? No, more silver that he doesn't have enough of. He needs to pick them up. It's only $1,001, man. Well, you keep them silver dimes close to you, or else you'll take off and run off and get a man who's got a car that's more than 10 years old. Less than 10 years old, excuse me. Jake, Mickey, if you ever hang around Jake and there's no pizza, he ain't going to be a saint. Applied creative thinking. Well, you know, obviously, if you paid $3,000, someone got creative with their thinking and got you up for $3,000. Having said that, I imagine it was one hell of a course if you had a good professor, because creativeness and thinking are things usually don't come out of college. So kudos, shadow work, kudos. Yeah, creative thinking. I learned how to creatively think when I was in second grade in a foreign country, and I was the only second grader in the town that spoke English. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but my brother and his one friend who spoke English were fifth graders, and second graders, fifth graders. That's like fucking 80-year-old and a 20-year-old back then. So I had to hang out in a foreign country with no Americans, and I had to get along. And of course, I didn't. I got in a fight with the local Italian gangs, and yeah, that was like 5-on-1 back then too. So I'm kind of used to those odds. Butte. Yes, it is called Pirate Butte. You know, that's why I kudos on that one, because that's the only course I've heard in college that actually teaches you, for one, to be creative, and for two, be creative in thought. That is a key to success if you follow through with a creative thought process. That's what got that. I'm trying my ass off to get up together what I need to make my lightning crystal box work in LA, Lower Alabama. Because once I get that, yeah, my treasure box will be filled with all kinds of shit, and lightning will be striking it, and it'll be making artwork and making me all kinds of money. Hopefully, because no one's ever done it before in history. That's why I can't figure out how to do it successfully the first time, and I know I won't be successful the first time because I'm writing the freaking I'm tearing down the road, I'm tearing down the trees so that someone else can make a path, so that someone else can make a road, because it's never been done before, and I can't find no research on it. But you know, so I'm just using my creative thinking and logic, and you know, getting what information I can, analyzing it, adding it to what I'm thinking is going to happen, trying to put in safeguards, and roll the dice, baby. You know, see what happens. Yeah, I do have the only mobile apiary in the world in my garage. It's prototype. It's I was talking. I think it was Jake I was talking with about it. It might have been Pete the Sasquatch. I was talking about. I think it was Pete the Sasquatch. We got this guy belaying me. You know, I'm going to be using copper. It's a little cheaper. And there's Pete the Sasquatch. Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, I'm still trying to. The issue I'm having right now in my brain, because it hasn't happened yet, is I have lightning rod underneath it in the ground, easy enough done. 3 foot, a little further than 3 foot, 3 foot up. So at the box bottom at 3 foot level with the rod right there. Box goes up 4 foot. Then I'm gonna have to have a separate lightning rod at the top, and it's have to go up like 12 foot. So that's the issue there. How do I get it to break away after one strike so I don't get multiple strikes? At the same time, how do I keep it up in the wind and rain till that lightning strike comes? So I've got to secure it and make it unsecure. I've actually got some thoughts. God's guided me on this one. I actually fell back to my jousting, squiring job, which is William, no, a water it'll have to be added until I learn more about this, because that's going to add the pressure that I hope will keep it from exploding, basically. And as I learn more, I'll delete the water or whatever. But it's a learning curve, bro. Yeah, actually, yeah, electroculture. It actually, if you do research on lightning and you're able to find it, lightning actually starts from. There's two parts to lightning. You have the positive and the negative. The ground, the earth, is actually the ground, the negative. And if you get like a camera that takes like 1,000 frames per second shots, and you can get one of those shots with a lightning occurring, you'll see a little blue streak coming up from the earth, and that's the negative energy. And then the clouds above are the positive energy. Once it's close enough, they come down and strike. If there's no negative ground coming up from the earth, then what you'll see is the lightning passing from cloud to cloud. In case you guys didn't know, that means that there's no powerful negative energy coming from the earth for the lightning, the positive charged lightning, to hook up with to actually make lightning, for lack of a better way of saying it. The ground is the ground when you have a positive and a negative. And from all the research I've done, William, ground, it's neutral until there's a positive charged cloud. And then I guess the earth adapts. And maybe that's why lightning doesn't always strike the ground, and you see it going from cloud to cloud looking for that negative spark to come up from the earth, because maybe the ground is neutral, but the lightning's got to have a ground. It's positively charged. It's got to have a negative ground to hook up with, to strike the earth. So, good question. I don't know the answer, believe it or not. Neil does not know the answer to that. Put that one in your books. I'll find out, trust me. And actually, I think I have a clue. I think it has to do with the spinning of the internal mantle and all the stuff on the interior as it comes out and gets away from the heat of the center core. I think that creates gravity, magnetic field, and energy, and the negative energy slips out from that, or the ground slips out from that through the neutral ground, and then the lightning's up top. The positive charge comes down and hooks up with it. Because if the ground truly was not neutral, William, like you said, which I believe it totally is, lightning would never hit the ground. And that's why lightning doesn't hit the ground everywhere. So there's got to be something in the soil, or the bedrock under the soil, or something down further that allows a negative charge to find its way and slip through a crack of magnetism or whatever to go up. Because I've seen the picture, and they have a word for it. I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head, but they have a word for when the lightning comes up from the ground. The negative charge lightning comes from the ground, and you can see the positive charge. They come, and then they like this, and then when that happens, the lightning bolt strikes. So it's like a car starter, where you take your screwdriver and you put it in there, and you hit the positive and you go towards the negative. You see that spark going, So there's got to be a negative somewhere inside the neutral earth, to cause that to happen. I will be doing lots of research. I might even publish a couple papers from what I learned. Who knows? I have no clue, William. Like I said, man, I have no clue about a lot of this shit because I can't find any research on it. So I'm going to have to go off of this and interacting with people to give me more ideas, to mostly for safety, because I don't want to kill myself trying this shit. You know, I've seen trees explode, and I've also researched that, why they come out before it hits the ground. You know, and I think that has to do with the water content in the tree. So, but I don't know. You know, maybe if I go on like MIT dark web and do some research, I can find out. But that always red flags you, and I don't like that because, well, I guess I could now, but for 22 years, my brother was a Green Beret, and every 2 years, the FBI did a background check on him to make sure he could keep his security clearance, and that means they did a background check on me. So I had to keep clean for his career as well, which is kind of fucked up because I really don't like him, but there's no reason to fuck up his career for a good time. That is interesting. Actually, I can think of a story right now. William said John Theodulphus, John Theodulphus. Wow, that gets me on the last name. Was Isaac Newton's assistant and figured out how to mathematically measure friction. And if you look at ketchup bottles, they actually use friction to determine what type and brand gets put on that batch of ketchup. And what they do is they have a slider, they call it. And when they make up a batch, and this is at the big stores, all ketchups come from the big factory. They pour a little bit of the freshly made ketchup, and however fast it goes down determines whether it's Heinz or some other brand of ketchup. And it's due to friction, basically, which is an interesting tie-in, William. It just, 6%. Hey, how's that? What's that have to do with ketchup? There's something got to do with it. Yeah, and that's, again, I think that is it, William, because, clouds aren't always around, and lightning's not there without clouds. So you have to have key ingredient water, which is why I want water in the box, because the clouds have to be moist and I guess moving. And it's kind of like, I guess, like the same as a carpet, and you're walking on a carpet and you get that static, except for it's a lot larger and it's actually called lightning. Similar type principles, I believe, apply, but we'll find out. One thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to trademark all my videos, because I do believe that research will be done on my videos of the lightning strikes, because right now people are lucky if they catch a lightning strike in a frame, and it's not the best camera or 1,000 frames per second camera. And what I'm going to be trying to do is draw lightning to a certain location consecutively. That in and of itself is scientific knowledge to be gained, because you just put the cameras on it and you can figure out a lot of, not me, but other people can figure out a lot of crap from that. I can profit from it. And that's another way I'm going to profit. Of course, there's the YouTube channel for lightning strikes, because if I can control the lightning going to the box, and I have like 2 cameras 15 foot away from the box facing up, so whichever way the lightning comes in to hit the grounding rod that I have there, I'll catch it. And from a video like you're looking at me now, you'll see the lightning come down and almost hit you, and do a slow-mo of that, man, a couple of angles, and then have one side angle of it happening. Make each lightning strike like a 30-second or 45-second event, where I get like a 2 or 3 minute video out with like 5 lightning strikes. I think that'd be badass. And it would be good to document for scientific purposes for anyone who is researching, trying to harness lightning's power. I mean, I know it's a way. I know it's a pipe dream. Now it's a pipe dream. It's only a pipe dream because we can't channel it. And first part of channeling it is being able to tell where it's going to hit. So this might be a nucleus for that. That's why I'm going to document everything. Because if we could harness lightning power in battery form of some sort, not the batteries, though actually there is a battery out now, but it's not what we're talking about. It could be a great source of energy if we can guarantee where the lightning strikes, for one. That's the first problem they're having. Believe it or not, dumbasses. Really, wow. Anyhow, let me catch up with chat here. Where the hell did I leave off? Kite key, long wire. Yeah, Pete. If the wind, see, now that's the problem with my location. I have the highest hill off of the Gulf of Mexico, just north of I-10, just on the Alabama side of the Florida-Alabama border, and the wind is hellacious. So that kite would get caught up in those pine trees. I've thought of it. Wind is my enemy on that one. Location's my enemy for trying that direction, going down that road. Yeah, Jeff Bodine, how's it going? It's like oil viscosity test for the. I'll take you talking about the tomatoes. Yeah, the viscosity of the slide of the tomato determines the name brand that goes on the labeling for that in particular batch. Now, shadow works. Now you're catching the not genius part of Neil. Big words. Piezoelectric. I'll research it. Because anything I can do to help guarantee that I get consecutive strikes in certain at a guaranteed spot, not every day, but when the conditions are right, if I can just guarantee that guaranteed strike, and then come up with a system to make the lightning rod fall away so I don't get double or triple strikes, I'll be in the money. Or in the intelligence business at that point in time. I was selling the intelligence for money. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a DeLorean, but it's there's no paved roads, so I'd have to do it. I'd have to get up to 88 miles per hour on a dirt road, and in a DeLorean, I just can't get over that thought right now. So I'm going to leave the flux capacitor to you, Jeffro. But I'll provide the lightning. You just come on down with your DeLorean. Okay, Shadowworks, already got that covered. The area, and this is why I think it's divine, because the area that my friend has, the top of the highest hill, is also in the two counties, in Escambia County, Florida, and Baldwin County, Alabama, are lightning strike capital of America. More lightning strikes in those two counties than everywhere combined in America. So they get the right conditions in that area of the world of the Gulf of Mexico and it just so happens my friend owns the top of the highest hill, so it's kind of divine guidance is the way I see it. Pete the Sasquatch, if you ever see when there's a spelling, before I became a moderator, I did this a lot. As a moderator, I got to control my smart ass self. But there's this chick out there, Love Button. She's always on Liberty and Finance. I haven't seen her in a while. She'd always bitch about my spelling. So I'd write out a long paragraph. And I know from psychology, if you use the first letter and the last letter of the word and mix up the rest of them, if you read it, just read it regular, your brain will pick it up. And you'll be able to read a totally misspelled paragraph. Sure, the twos and the thes you can't do anything with, but the 4, 5, and 6 letter words, scramble them up, keep the first letter and the last letter the same. Boom, any human can read it. Your mind's very powerful. And that's how I fuck with people about spelling, because I can't spell. I use spell check, and I'll even get hit the wrong word sometime. There could be like 3 choices. I'll be like, that one. No, spelling English is not. That's where my ignorance shows up in English and vocabulary. I can speak it, but ask me to spell it or give you a proper definition, I'm not your guy. But in other areas, I am very thoughtful and innovative. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shadow works. It's just like everything the universe seemed to line it up for me. All I had to do was have the thought and put it together. So, I'm kind of excited just at that fact of it, minus the fact that I'm doing something no one's ever done, and I can document a lot of cool shit. And hopefully, other people can use the video of all these lightning strikes and come up with some sort of a theory or something, a way to harness it, or whatever. But I'm going to document it all, because I think it's badass. And I thought of it, I guess, but over 15 years ago, I consciously have started telling myself I'm going to let my subconscious control more of my conscious life. Because if you think about it, your subconscious controls accurately things that you can't even think about controlling. Your heart pumping, breathing while you sleep, itching. What's that itching feeling? Eating, the hunger feeling. What is that? There's so many things that your subconscious controls that you don't control consciously. It's like a 90% to 10%. Your subconscious is very, very powerful. And I think I think deja vu might have something to do with it. There's lots of things that I've actually experimented on with myself in life. But so you guys will think I'm crazy if I start talking about that shit. But you can't experiment on others. So. Jethro Bodine, I think you'd need a girl at the Daisy Dukes on if you're going to have one of those. And if her name's Daisy, it's even better. I got a cat named Daisy. She doesn't wear Daisy Dukes, so she'll probably scratch the fuck out of me, put them on her. Yeah, as you can tell, good day at work. That's why I don't like texting people. I'd rather call on the phone because some days I'll get skin splits right here. Well, I've got more. I get skin splits on the side of my fingers if I'm dealing with the metal too much and it's either too hot or too cold. That shit hurts like a mofo. Pablo, what's up? Glad to have you here. Glad you joined us, brother. No, actually, Pete, English is the hardest language in the world to learn because it's the most articulate in differentiating things. If you look at any other language and their definitions and meanings of the definitions, English language is the most complex, and therefore it's the most intellectual of languages because you can more accurately describe things to others because of the complex nature of the language. I said I don't spell and understand vocabulary, but I'm not stupid. And actually one day I will get like Babbel because I want to actually, while I'm asleep, fucking have some Babylon and see if I can't learn a language or two in 1 year. English is good for weights and measures, falls short where the Sanskrit goes much further. I'm not well versed at all in the ancient vocabulary. From my understanding, their whole thought process when they wrote was different. They used pictograms for sentences, I guess, easily misinterpreted in my opinion. But whoever decoded it, what was that? That one stone. It had Greek, Roman, and I think Persian language. The Rosetta Stone. That's it. The Rosetta Stone. Whoever decoded that spent some time because you got to figure out the first language, compare it to the next language, hope like fuck it's telling the same story, and then decode both of those and use both of those as ciphers for the third language and hope that they're all telling the same story. And you can start deciphering language, or the different languages of the dead languages is what they're calling because they're not spoken anymore. Pablo, check this out. You say, okay, guys, Pablo, and he's more than right. Words have two meanings, and some words have two meanings in English. And this is the great thing about English. Okay, I'm going to use one word in like 5 different ways. Dude! By the inference, and now the Chinese language has a lot to do with the inference and tone. Dude, what's up? I'm telling you, what's up, dude? Or check this out. Dude? That's like, are you in the closet? Dude? Dude! You know, one word. It's just the inference, the way that, then that's where the Chinese comes in. That's why they ting and they go, the vocals go up and down because for the same reason as the word dude, you can decipher many meanings from depending on the rest of the sentence used. You know, like, dude, what's up? Or dude, you got a gun? dude, pass the joint, all dude. I think it's cool, actually. Level, and you can build the box tower. Mm. William P., you are correct. And that is why I have such a problem with history, because our science and smart people discount the Indian fucking historical verbal texts, because that's how they kept their history. And we're totally negating everything that happened in America other than from our point of view, because we ignore their verbal history, which is how they pass down history. But because they don't write it down, we can't listen to it. We can't use it. We can't believe it. And I understand, man. In second grade, I took part of a little scientific thing where there was like 15 or 16 of us. Teacher said one phrase, and everyone whispered it in the ear of the next person. And by the time it got around to the teacher, it wasn't nothing close to the same phrase that they whispered in the ear. So people intentionally, unintentionally will change meanings, definitions, and the way they understand what they hear with what they say. And that's a problem with dead languages. You don't know if they had the Chinese version where inferences were real big and actually ting and ting could mean two different things. So there's something, I think, in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I think the Reed Sea was interpreted to be the Red Sea, but it also could be a marsh, the reeds in the marsh. So there's a lot of interpretation that can be done, re-looking at historical text as we gain knowledge of language, our own, most especially, because it's the most complex and diverse out there. Yeah, Jake, I thought your Indian name was Pizza Round Bear, but heaven forbid I throw a little bit of Italian into your Indian ass. I love Jake. We fuck around on the phone all the time. If anyone's wondering, I actually do talk to him. And for anyone who wants to talk to me, just email me. Give me your number. I mean, what's his name? Not Odin. Frankendale. He's on Liberty Finance. He's on Wall Street. He jumps in and runs. No, I haven't seen him on runs, actually. Where have I seen him? Nobody Special Finance. I think he's been there. Nope, not Nobody Special Finance. Financial Prepper. Yeah. What's his name? Jake talks to him all the time, and I communicate with him through email. Long, cool woman in red dress. That's a fucking long-ass meaning for a name. My last name in German means fighting rooster. 2 words. Fighting rooster. On. Fighting rooster. What? Why are you meowing at me? This guy is freaking nuts. Look at him. You're trouble. Your name's Harley, but you're trouble. Look, he's standing on a chair that he knocked over. You knocked that chair over, and you're complaining to get me to set it back up so you can knock it back over, and I'm not using it yet, so it's staying down. You little succotash. Yeah, I know you're cute. Shut up. Anyhow, back to conversation. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, platinum. Sorry. Is anyone here going to Silver Symposium, end of September, beginning of October, first day of October? He probably does. He probably would party with Spencer. Let's see, right there, that's the one you want to hook Spencer up with. You can't really see her, but that's Ginger. And she's like, come over here, Ginger. Come here. Yeah, that's what I like about dogs. They actually listen. Well, fuck. I called for Ginger and I got Trouble. Trouble. What's up, Trouble? You looking at me? Are you looking at me? Don't you look at me like that. Getting a fight with a cat and lose. That's bad. Platinum is my all-time favorite. The only reason I buy silver over platinum is because I can't afford platinum half the damn time. I would love to have as many ounces of platinum as I have of silver. Trust me, that would be freaking awesome. That's how much I love platinum. Matter of fact, I love platinum so much, I started telling everyone about it about 2 years ago. And what's his name? Jake can validate this. We're both in Rob Kink's Gold and Silver Pros when we were talking some platinum stuff, and he was on the charts, gold, silver, and the next chart down was platinum. Jake gave him a $5 super chat. He didn't get acknowledged, recognized, didn't get a thank you, and platinum was not talked about. And I've seen other YouTubers intentionally avoid the conversation of platinum. Not all of them. Some of them are picking it up and running with it. But it makes me wonder why some of them are outright ignoring it or going as far as Rick Rule and Bill Holter saying it ain't worth shit, even though they don't use my language. That's peculiar behavior to me and actually it gets me interested in looking at what they're talking about because they're talking crap. Shadow Works, I ain't got to explain nothing to you. You already know. Right on, Mickey. That's what I'm called, Pete, is the Platinum Guru. I keep hollering and hollering and hollering and hollering and waking mofos up about the significance of the forgotten coin. Man, this motherfucker. Like, I'm sitting on a little freaking seat. You see that leg? That's trouble. That's trouble. Look how much of my seat he's taken. He went from knocking over his chair to taking over my chair, and all I got to do is scoot my ass back like this, and he's on the floor. He already knocked his chair over. He ain't getting mine. I got a narrow ass, but I need at least half the seat. Again, yes, William, indeed. At the end of the day, silver is every bit as important to the industrial age that we live in as air is to us breathing. Bottom line. Now, you can't discount gold's role in some of it and platinum's role in a lot more than you think. And that's why I'm amazed at the inexpense of platinum right now. And I could very easily see it going to double gold's price within a year. Shadowworks, it's used in just more than that. I keep talking about back in 1992 when I was first exposed to platinum. I was working at Monsanto chemical plant. We were building a new chemical line for this chemical called Vidine. And it had to run through a platinum screen as a catalyst so that 3M glue couldn't take that catalyst of the Vidine chemical going through, and it aerosoled glue, and it came up with spray glue that we know today because of platinum. And there's tons of uses like that for platinum that people don't even realize. I mean, there's so many things. The inexpensiveness of cars is due to platinum. Because if you had to manually staple all the interior in instead of spray glued it down with a robot, dude, cars would be put a zero on the back of them. Yeah, that's how important platinum is. Same as silver. Silver's uses are being pushed a lot more, and indeed more important. I don't know if that's wrong word. It's more important, but there's a lot more of them that are important. Yeah, all the metals are important. I mean, even as far as iron. Iron's important. It's just a matter of relevance. Supply, demand, quantity, need. JM Unleashed number 7. Woo! You go, boy. William, I can't answer that. I do not, because see, the same argument used for silver, you can use for platinum. Instead of silver being 7 times less rare than gold, it's 30 times more rare than gold. So in other words, 30 ounces of gold is pulled out, 7 ounces of silver is pulled out. 1 ounce of platinum's pulled out. So, same argument can be used, And as far as this has never been used as money, I challenge you to study real history and find out how many countries out there actually have used it as money, and find out how many of them run bricks. And then ask yourself what they're going to be backing their money with, since they control the platinum. But they're stupid if they do that, I'm sure. That's the smartest move to kill the dollar in the history of the world. The best chance they got is to monetize platinum. The best to purchase platinum, I do not know what the best is, because that word has a different meaning for everybody. The best place to get platinum is to have it in your hand, because the price really doesn't matter from dealer to dealer. It's not that big of a price difference. If you see platinum getting to its natural place, being worth twice what gold is, as is a historic chart will tell you, for the majority of the 20th century, platinum's always been more expensive than gold. Then what's $100 premium? What's a $200 premium? $1,500 platinum is still, if you look at the charts, and this sounds stupid, but it's not. It's actually very commonsensical and intelligent. Platinum's all-time high was reached in 2008 March, $2,270. Gold was $1,011. After that date, gold started catching up. Platinum had to go down, because if platinum hadn't gone down, it would still be more expensive than gold by $200, $300. So the only reason gold's more expensive than platinum is because platinum went down too far, because of same argument used as silver, manipulation, except for it's easier to manipulate platinum, because it's smaller than the silver market. So every excuse you use for silver, you can apply that to platinum. And if you're not a lover of platinum, then you didn't apply them properly, because it's out there. And not only that, this is one better for platinum over silver. The platinum miners, the ones that mine no less, I've heard from 70 to 90%. I don't know which is the accurate number. My numbers say about 90%. South Africa's decreased their digging, their mining of platinum by 15% this year because of power issues. That wasn't in the charts last year. So there's going to be 15% less platinum this year. They're looking at a 1 million ounce deficit this year for platinum. Why hasn't the price gone up? Manipulation. So buy it. Buy it. Max Sedrum. Buy platinum now. Because it's going to go up. Yeah, it might drop down again. It's going to do what silver did. Silver goes up 6, comes down 4. Goes up 6, comes down 4. It still stays. It keeps about 10% of its purchasing power every time it goes up and comes back down. What's wrong with platinum doing the same thing? As a matter of fact, it is, if you look at the charts. And it is historically twice the price of gold. Historically. That means forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, it's been twice the value of gold, until recently, when we started getting these smart people who can't think or remember past 2 years ago. Then it's not valuable. If they run the world, I don't want to live in that world, bro. I want someone who knows some shit. Not someone who can't remember past fucking 2020. You told me about that, William. Congratulations. Yeah, no. That's the 0.01, the rhodium. If it was 4 9s or 3 9s, that means it was 999 pure. The other part that they didn't get out of that purity is rhodium. And if you research it, the melting point is 3,200 Fahrenheit for platinum, but the liquidization point, where it stays in a liquid form, where you get total separation of molecules to pull out, is at like 6,000 degrees. And that's just, it adds to the expense of more pure platinum. So yeah, it's a platinum group metal. They're all found together: palladium, rhodium, and platinum. They're all found together. I think it sells out quick, Shadow Works, because I think I'm actually starting to get through to people, because I'm hearing a couple more YouTube popular guys who have 3,000 viewers or subscribers talking about it. And it's getting more popular, and it's such a small market. I have not been able to find 5 or 10 gram bars of platinum in 2 months, 2.5 months. And that's all I buy. So I haven't bought any, because that's all I can afford is, 150, maybe $300 every now and then. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at all, William, that there's rhodium in there. And quite frankly, that's a good thing. Rhodium's not that cheap, even though you only have 0.0001%. But that actually, now there's another way to look at that, William. That validates that it's damn real platinum, because it came from the vein, and it still has the other metals that are in that vein in it in its smallest minute amount, but still have them in it, which proves the validity of its purity, in my perspective. Because if it now had nickel or lead in it, I'd be like, oh God, no. But to have rhodium, no, that's expected at a small percentage, because they're together. You got to separate them to get pure platinum, or pure platinum and pure rhodium. You have to separate the two, and actually palladium's in there as well. Yeah, I actually hope that my 10 gram bar has a little bit of rhodium in it. That would actually, I'd be more happy with my platinum if it did. If it didn't, then I would want yours. Sorry, it's the truth. Okay, Shadowworks, man, you are a smart guy. Yeah, about 2 years ago, I did a show, one of my first videos, probably in the first 100, maybe the first 50 that I did. It's on Neil's World. If you go to playlist, there's Neil's World, and then there's shorts. Don't go to the shorts, it's all about kitty cats. But if you go to Neil's World and look, go back to the beginning, I actually did a show where car companies came out and stated publicly. No one picked it up. They are changing from palladium back to platinum because of the expense, and the price of platinum did not react. Manipulation. But that's going to end. That's going to end, because the new thing, the thing that's different this time, is China's going to buy 50% of South Africa's supply. That is already 15% reduced this year and the next year to build hydrogen engine cars, which means that as they're retooling, our Western car companies are retooling to use platinum over palladium in the catalytic converter process, price is going to shoot up. And we all, platinum lovers, Shadow, you and I are going to benefit from that car mistake by the car industry, because they don't have the right people running their fucking financing. Yeah, exactly. Shadow Works, man. 17,000 an ounce, and you got 1.001% in your platinum. It actually made that platinum more valuable than what you bought it for, honestly. Yeah, it is actually huge. Again, and I have proof. It just, you got to, I don't know which, I've done like 700 videos, so I don't know exactly which one. I do know the day that I got that article about the car companies changing from palladium to platinum, that was an argument I used on chat lines before I was a moderator with anyone. I used that argument. I was like, dude, man, the car industry's just stated publicly that they're changing and they're going to be getting rid of the palladium and going to platinum, so the price is going to go up. But it never did. It was supposed to. Supply and demand curve. Supply and demand curve. It's supposed to go up. It's supposed to be worth more, but somehow it's not. So as they say, William, again, using the same argument for silver, used for platinum. If they push the ball underwater, when they do finally release it, so I mean, like I said, man, 15 grams of platinum is going to give me an ounce of gold. So like I say, that's why I buy small. I'm not rich, but I will be. Ooh, speaking of which, if you guys want to, let me see here. I'm very proud of my gardening, obviously. And I will add this to my playlist of Neil's World. It is a. Let's see if I can do this here. I think this is the one that starts off showing my. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. All right. First 5 seconds. That's how I buy most of my silver. I don't use my money. The Canis lilies I show you for the first 3 seconds, well, they're about a foot taller than they were a week ago. And next week, they're even going to be a foot taller. And the week after that, they'll be a foot taller, which put them at about 4.5 foot. And then they start flowering, and they're going to be about 100% bigger, which means I should have, at the smallest, 6 foot Canis lily flowering plants. The California style of Canis lily or tomato or whatever you want to call it, as YouTube can't know what it is. They actually censored me one time when I used the proper terminology. That's why in that video, I have 3 seconds on that, and then I go up to the yellow Canis lily. And speaking of which, Canis lily is symbiotic with the tomato plant, and you'll see I have tomato plants, not live. Last year I had them live in that area as well, because they're, they're symbiotic in the root systems, and I concentrate on the fungi network in the ground. And if you have symbiotic plants and they have a good fungi network, my mycelia network in the ground of the fungi network will hook up with symbiotic plants' root systems and transfer, like a farmer's market. If one plant has too much water and another plant needs it, it'll exchange it for some nitrogen that the other plant makes too much of, because every plant takes stuff out of the air and stores it in its roots. And for some reason, people think chemicals that we make will help that process out. But anyhow, back to reality. It doesn't. Your fibrobacterial fungi in the ground are what make crops grow. I've spoke with some wineries. I'm 7 miles south of Napa wineries. I had my beehives out there. Two brothers where they were like multi-billionaires, richer than Trump. They were like 92, 93, 93, 94 when they died about 8 years ago. And they had like 1,800 acres on the Napa River. They knew everybody. All those winery guys were new money to them. And they introduced me to a lot of people. And I know a lot about garden. And I talked to a couple of wineries into putting mustard and fava bean over winter, because it adds nitrogen to the soil, and that's what they were losing nitrogen. Of course, they're also gaining saline because the water they use, they don't flush the soil. But if they just covered it, there's things they can do, and I tell them about it, and they actually are using some of the techniques I told them about. But yeah, you guys are getting better wine because of it. You're welcome. I don't drink, but they were cool people, Gulos and Gallio or some shit like that. I don't even know the name. I don't drink, so I don't care. And that's probably why I talked to people, because they knew I didn't give a fuck about their product. Actually, I think monoculture sucks ass. It so destroys the environment, but you can't tell money that, and they're making money. They'll make it work. It's funny you should say that, Shadow, because I've got one Canis lily that I didn't show you. I have it in half of a wine barrel, and the soil in there was so great, but when it dries up, it gets real freaking hard, and not even roots can penetrate it. So I took my hose, and it's one of those turnstile hoses that it'll start in a spray like this, and it'll go down to a focus, and I shoved it. It's about 2 foot of soil, and I shoved that son of a bitch, and I pushed it to where I like hydro mining, and pushed it all the way to the bottom, and then brought it back up to where I didn't water the top. I only watered and heavily watered the bottom. Man, that plant took off. I was like, damn it, I gave it some fresh root space by just watering, keeping the soil moist to where it can penetrate soil, because too hard of soil and your roots don't grow. And also they need oxygen. That's what they say, oxygenate. And a way to oxygenate your soil, here's some gardening tips for you guys. If you want to oxygenate your soil without doing any hard work, all you got to do is take hydrogen peroxide, get yourself a little, 28, 32, whatever ounce bottle, get yourself a bucket of water and dump about half of that 28, 32 ounce hydrogen peroxide in the water, swish it around, pour it in the root areas of your plants. Not only will it kill bad fungus, it also oxygenates the ground. And yeah, they love oxygen. Root systems. The year before last, I did a different style of growing technique from seed culture to grow. And I had these special kind of containers, the small seeding containers. And on the four corners, it like pyramid step down. And there was areas that were open for air to get into to all the root systems, even down deep. And my Canis lily 2 years ago was 18 foot tall. And I was like, damn, the state's going to let me grow 6 of these motherfuckers. I got 6 pounds off that's one plant. Let me grow 6 of them, 35 pounds. So, baby, my house. But I never went that far because of thieves and chance of getting killed when you got that kind of money. And then, yes, trees are considered money. William, now you're talking water lilies. That's a whole nother subject. I imagine, I do know this. I can say this about ingestion of hydrogen peroxide. If your blood oxygen is low and you need to increase it, and you get an edible hydrogen peroxide, take 1 drop in an 8-ounce glass of water one day. Then make it 2 drops the second day, 3 days, 3 drops, 4 days, take it up 6 days. On the 7th day, do 6. On the 8th day, do 5. On the 9th day, do 4. Take it back down. And that small bit of hydrogen peroxide, those small drops inside our 85% liquid body will increase your oxygen level inside each of your cells, which will actually make you healthy as hell because your blood carries that oxygen. And when they deliver that oxygen, they pick up toxins to get rid of it. So you can actually help heal yourself by just doing that. But I don't know what that has to do with water lilies, because then you got a different subject there. You're dealing with lots of different types of microbes and stuff like that. And I don't have a clue how it would affect it, to be honest with you. I don't think it would probably have much. It would go inert real quick and just release its 3rd cell of oxygen. So I really don't know. Yes, JM, there's different grades of it. And also here's something else to watch out for. For all you people that like pickling cucumbers and canning foods using vinegar, you need 5% or higher vinegar acid content in your apple cider vinegar. And they're now making apple cider vinegar with 4%. So anything you think you're going to can, you got your 4% apple cider vinegar in your can and shit, it ain't going to work. So watch out what you buy. They just changed it. LD in the house. What's up, brother? I actually knew a guy down in Alabama back in the 80s who grew weed in his cornfields. And he grew them sideways too, so they wouldn't go up to where anyone would see them. I don't know how it worked out for him. I didn't hang around him that long. But I do know he had them going sideways. You had to stake it down and keep growing, stake it down and grow, stake it down and grow. And then all the limbs, instead of going this way, all of them went up. So you actually get more. It's very beneficial. It's all around the book. If you can do it, it's very beneficial. See, I got all the cool people at my chat. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Dang it. That was my mean face. It looks horrible. No, I do have a mean face. This one dumb son of a gun at work. I'm working with laborers. It's a labor company that hire iron workers. It's a prevailing wage job. For one, the labor boss I'm not impressed with. And his number one helper I've had to set straight like after the first 5 minutes I got on the job because he's just that stupid. And I can't stand stupid people. So now he doesn't even talk to me or acknowledge me, which is fine. I don't care if stupid people don't acknowledge me. I actually prefer it because then I don't have to get into stupid conversations that are a waste of time. Christopher Bick, how's it going, my friend? I hope all is well in South Central Colorado, or with that Central Colorado, South Central, somewhere in the south middle part of Colorado in the mountains. Nice area. And he's got some cute tuxedo. I call them tuxedo cats. They're more black than white. And then the cats that are more white than black, I call moose because they look like moo cow, at least in this neighborhood. That's all right. Smoking's loud. If I'm doing a live stream, I can't go outside. It's been over an hour. So actually, I didn't smoke one. It's been over 2 hours. Okay, so yeah, this was all supposed to be about platinum, and I got so sidetracked because someone said, "Swirl, hey, back to lightning rods." Just kidding, guys. South Dakota. You know, Christopher Bick, I have a bone to pick with that statement. It is a beautiful part of the country when you can drive in it, which ain't wintertime. I hate the cold. That's why I drove 80. I've driven across America several times. I've taken I-10, I-40, and I-80, and I've only done I-80 once. I won't do it again. Too many cold states. Sorry. 40 is about as high north as I want to go nowadays. I mean, yeah, snow is horrible to drive in. It's horrible to drive on. And it's cold. And you get wet and cold. Not a good combo. I prefer inside heater on. Actually, no, I prefer Christmas of 2019. Hawaii, baby. I had shorts on, flip-flops, and was swimming on Christmas Day. And, 7 degrees, that was kind of cold. Jake, you know what I'm talking. Well, see, I lived along the North Sea of Scotland for a year in a lighthouse. I know what cold is, and I do not like it. I've gotten to the point in my career as an iron worker. 4 months out of the year, I don't work. November, December, January, and February. I don't work. I go on unemployment. I refuse to work in the cold. I'll work in the heat. I'll work in 120 degrees. But that doesn't bother me. Below 50, 40, fuck you. I'm not working in that shit. They treat us like shit anyhow. Why freeze and be treated like shit? You got it, Christopher. I've not even delved into that part of the value of platinum over gold, but thank you for actually bringing it up long before I was going to. I'm trying to wake people up, so I'm giving them small tidbits at a time to chew on. But yeah, platinum, it's deeper, it's more complex to mine, it's more expensive. And it's more expensive to refine as well, because you need higher temperatures. It costs more money. $100 an ounce is the usual premium on platinum, about 10%, more than the American Silver Eagle right now. Unless you're buying for Liberty Finance, it's $9, which is about, well, no, actually, that's more than, that's like 36%. So yeah, it's cheaper than silver. But see, I'm glad you brought that up, because that leads me to another point. If people look at things, and this is what's wrong with people when they invest, they change perspectives. If you're looking at things by percentage, it's different than looking at things by dollar. Because if you look at things by percentage, you'd be a platinum lover. because the percentage of premiums on silver is a lot higher than on platinum. But the actual dollar cost that you see in your mind, $100 per coin, well, I'm only paying $8 for this coin. Yeah, but that's a $25 coin versus a $1,000 coin. So if that $25 coin was $1,000, then your premium would be 4 times what platinum's is, percentage-wise. So you either look at it dollar-wise or percentage-wise. So if you mix them up, you're going to fuck yourself because you're going to start thinking all kinds of stupid things, and it ain't going to work for you because you're going to get mind screwed. Stick with one, and then after you get settled in looking at it that way, look at other ways, but keep them separate. Don't use one excuse for both views. That's all I'm saying, because it doesn't work. An excuse only works for one of those views. Percentage-wise, it's cheaper premium on platinum than it is on silver by far. Yes, I told Jake to get platinum, and he has proudly got himself, 6,000 ounces? 6,000 ounces now? He's got a very, very, there's this Discovery Channel show on mansions, big estates in Texas. I think Jake's got one of those. He's I think he actually owns Pizza Hut, but don't quote me on that one. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with Jake in front of you because I know he can't answer me. I'm going to catch hell on the phone later. Oh, cats are going crazy. This is how I solve that. I've never done anything to my cats with keys, but the sound of my keys rattling, they all go running to their own corners. So if I hear like a cat fight in my house, I just shake my keys, man, no matter where they are. Usually Trouble Harley will come running in here because his hiding spot's in here. So he must have been the one causing the problems because he didn't come in here. I like you, Shadow. Man, you get what I'm trying to tell everyone else. If you look at the silver to platinum to gold ratios and play the ratios, and that's another way to look at it too, not just percentages or actual dollars, but now you got ratios. So there's 3 ways you can look at the metals as far as value. And each 3 of them has their own separate value. But platinum's by far the best value. Not, well, I only have $20 this week. It's beyond your touch. That's why I say buy silver and platinum, because the second best one is silver. And don't worry about the damn premium. Everyone says things different. Jake's going to jump my ass because he's all about the Eagles. I can't stand paying that much for silver. I don't care what you paint on it or what design you put on it. It's just an ounce of silver. And if a nuclear bomb hits and it gets radiated and you got to burn it down and melt it down, that's it. It's still an ounce of silver. It's just not in that coin form. It's an ounce of silver. If your house burns down and you don't have a fireproof safe, you no longer have American Eagles. You have ounces of silver. There's so many circumstances where it goes down to ounces of silver. And the way I look at it by dollar, not percentages. And that's just, it's a waste to throw $9 extra at one coin over $2 per ounce on like a $10 bar or 10 ounce bar, which you can get 10 ounce bars for $2 over spot. So for $20, you're getting 10 ounces at spot for $20 over spot. That's just a better, for me, in my perspective. Not that it's wrong. There is a scenario that's out there that Jake has, and it's very, very, very valid and very good. His coins can be used to pay his taxes. They can be used. He's a thoughtful individual. He's not stupid by any means. He's got it planned out to where if anything happens to him, his family's got taken care of because they got the right coin to be able to pay off stuff in tax time, which most people lose things to the tax man. But those coins are the best way for him to do what he's doing. And that's why I say there's 3 ways to look at things right off the bat. And then there's life scenarios, life situations, how you want to, do you want to leave it to the next generation? Do you how do you want to use it? How do you foresee it being used? All these got to be taking place in why you're buying. And pretty much all of those arguments, premiums, only a here and now today thing over money. Again, if it comes down to money, buy silver over platinum, but you will be able to exchange your silver for platinum because the ratios, that's where you go in the ratio game over the percentage game or the dollar game. You go in the ratios because the ratios are changed. If silver and platinum run together, the ratio to gold is going to shrink. So if I don't know if they're going to run together, but if they do, your best bet will be to change your shit over to gold. Because then if gold starts running, because it's not, everyone says, oh, gold rose, no. They all do this number to the top. It's not, it's up to the top, and it takes years. I mean, unless there's a catastrophic event. Back in 1971, we had stagflation. Silver was $1.50 an ounce starting out the year, or basically, and it went up to $15. It came down again, but because of the stagflationary economy, it went up 10x. That can easily happen with what we see outside our door right now. There's stagflation, inflation. Something's going to happen, and the prices will dramatically go up. So if silver 10x's and gold doesn't, dude, and if platinum runs with silver, switch it over to gold. Because when the prices drop down again, which they will, they always do. They always do. When they drop down again, take your gold and repurchase everything back with 50% profit margin or 100% profit margin or whatever it is. And that you can play it that way, or you can cash out. You know, there's so many ways that people look at things. I can see why people don't get along on this in this field, in the PM field, because so many people have so many different views, and no one's understanding of all the views or how to separate them or how to communicate with people who have different views. Yeah, exactly. Once you hold platinum in your hand, you'll be like, oh man. I mean, yeah. My calling for God is not as a preacher who spouts out verses and that's all you hear. I'd like to think the Bible is no offense to anyone. I am a Christian. I do believe in God. I've spoke with God. I believe the Bible is a basic kindergarten version of what everyone should be doing before they go to first grade and learn more. That's how I say it. There's so much more to religion of Christianity than the Bible. The Bible is just the broad text. The kindergarten version of Christianity, basically, is what the Bible is, in my opinion, as to be explained to anyone else who's not a theologian. That's the simplest way I can explain it. So, is it in the Bible? Well, in the Bible, it actually says anything over 10% is like in slavery. So, if you've already got a credit card over 10%, you're a slave. So, who cares? You're a slave, according to the Bible. So, who's bad? The enslaver or the one who willingly enslaved themselves? Choices and decisions. Choose wisely. So, if you're going to bring up the Bible, then you got to live that. And that means you don't take anything more than 10%, or you know you're selling yourself into slavery according to the Bible. So, and life is geared, this economic system is geared to push you into economic slavery. It's hard to fight against it. Trust me, man. You see this shit? See that? See that? Whole bunch of fucking, I don't want that at my house. I ain't got shit. I live very poor, but I haven't been caught up in that system. I haven't had a credit card in 20 years. I pay cash for my cars. I've never taken a loan out, but you pay the price for that lifestyle. And as in everything's cyclical. That's why in chats you hear me say the wheels on the bus go round and round, because they do. Eventually, you'll have your day, depending on how you're living your lifestyle and your thoughts and views on financing and stuff like that. It'll come around. Stick with it. Eventually, you'll have your day. Take great advantage of that day. So that way you're not living like this following day. And I won't be living like this for too many more days, because the wheels on the bus go round and round. My time's coming. I don't know when, but it'll come. Just keep doing the right thing. Be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. Because being a jerk, well, it doesn't get you good friends like William, Shadow, LD, Jake, all all these people that are here in this chat with me, Mickey, all of you people. I know I left someone out here. Jake William, Christopher left Christopher out. LD, all these great people that are in this chat right now. You know, this is we're building a good community here of people who like seeing me make a fool of myself and people who like platinum. So those two groups like to watch me. That's cool. You know, it's all good. Yeah, I am the biggest I don't give a fuck son of a bitch out there. I don't care what you think about me. I really don't. Even if I like you, I don't care what you think about me. I care what I think about me and how I live. And after that, I'll care about others if I want to be around you, you know. And I'm in California. There's not many good people you want to hang around. Jethro Bodine, that is so absolutely correct. But the wake of devastation you leave behind you, you will have to pay for it, even if you change roads. You don't get a clean slate, and that is in the Bible. You don't get a clean slate. You still pay for your sins. You might get into heaven, but you'll be cleaning toilets in heaven if you led a real bad life and left devastation in your wake. And those people who change roads at the last minute, as you quoted the song lyrics there, I don't recall what exact song that's from right off the top of my head because my mechanisms are running too fast. But you always pay for it. It's karma. It's whatever you want to add to the word. Back to the languages. There's an old Indian verbal heritage saying, and I don't recall it. It's about a grandfather and his grandson going out on their first little outing where they teach them to make fire and all this stuff. And he teaches them between right and wrong. And the way the thing goes, it talks about wolves, the white wolf and the black wolf. The black wolf's the evil wolf. The white wolf's the good wolf. And the grandfather tells his son the stories. And at the end of the story, the grandson says, as they're sitting around the campfire, well, how do I grow the white wolf? And the grandfather looks at his grandson and says, it depends on what you feed it. The moral of that story, I feel, is do good, be good. It's a Buddhist thing. It's a Christian thing. It's everything. If you go down the right road, if you're kind, helpful, and grateful, and not a jerk, you're going to feed the white wolf. You're going to feed good. Right now, we have a lot of people in this world feeding evil and greed. And that's why I don't like George Bush, the first one, second one, third one, any of them. I haven't liked a lot of the presidents because they're all focused on greed. And that's not a good thing, man. Like, hey, Nickel Stacking, what's up? Sorry, guys, I'm not reading chat. I'm on a tear right now. Like this new group, Dumb Money Media, a friend of mine started. They took over Reddit. On Reddit, they took over Wall Street Silver. And they got this channel, Jake, correct me on this, it's the Jared Crew, GEARD Crew. Anyhow, they got a YouTube channel, and they got like 300, 400 subscribers, whatnot. And I told Dumb Money Media, and I think I freaked him out. I was like, hey, dude, you know, he said, Neil, I want to interview you. Just, you know, tell us, Nickel Stacking, is this my first live? No, I'm this stupid on every single one of them. But I told him, yeah, let's do the interview. I mean, I could probably get you a couple thousand subscribers because I'm a moderator on a couple channels where they got hundreds of thousands of people, and I can just ask the host to promote this interview on your channel, you know. So if it ever happens and comes through fruition that I do get interviewed by him, I want to promote his show instead of my show because I feel that's the best way for my show to grow is by helping others grow theirs. I know it's freaky weird and I know it's stupid, and I've had a lot of people who I moderate for say, Neil, just put your damn fucking link down in our chat and promote it. We'll do it. And I'm like, no, it's not the right time. It's not the right way. No. And I've said that for quite some time, actually. But it's fixing to be the right time. As soon as some smaller channel or some small channel wants to do an interview with me, I will have everybody I know promote the fuck out of their show, not mine. Because I'll grow through promoting them. It's like a ninja, the economic ninja theory. You gain more by helping others. I actually believe that to my core. I believe that. I practice it. It's like religion to me. I get more benefit out of helping others. That's why I do this neighbor's lawn. That's why I do this neighbor's lawn. And I just picked up 2 neighbors down doing their lawn because she is a much older lady who can't get out and do it herself. And I just don't like seeing it. So I do it. And she got chicken. She offered me free chicken eggs, organic. I'm like, no, you keep them. I do it for free because it needs to be done. Karma, pay it forward, do good, do right, be kind, helpful, and grateful. Live it, and you will be so rewarded. You'll have great friends like I have here chatting with you right now for fucking an hour and 20 minutes, man, keeping you entertained and entertaining them at the same time. Yeah, right on. Yeah, it's cool. I'm all about platinum. You know that, Nickel. I'm all about platinum. And quite frankly, Nickel, if you want to have me on, I will do the same. This is the Economic Ninja. Who is it? Financial Prepper and Ron's Basement. I think there's like close to 500,000 subscribers to those 3 channels, and I'll have those 3 YouTube channels promote it, help your show grow. Because I'll grow by growing. People will see me and they'll be like, "Oh, let me check out this dumbass, man." And I'll catch a couple of subscribers because I don't really care about subscribers. I'm not going to make no money off this. The only reason why I'm doing this. Hey, good night, William. Sorry, I keep. What did you say that you were totally on point about? Yes. Oh, yes. I totally agree. The kindness, as a matter of fact. There we go. I totally agree. 100%. You got a pin to the chat on that one, William. You have yourself a great night, my friend. Be safe, be kind, be helpful, be grateful. Hey, hit the like and share button on your way out the door, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. So I say. Oh my God, Jeffro, get your ass to bed, man. We don't want you getting hurt at work because you fucking watching my dumb ass. Get a good night's sleep, brother. Oh wow, yeah. I've heard Nichols. I've heard Shadow. I've heard other people say that about Nickel. I've actually just recently started speaking with Nickel Stacking because he is wise enough to have not insulted my platinum, but said buy silver, platinum, and nickel. And then I looked at Nickel because I didn't look at Nickel, and I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch." Okay, so every now and then I put buy silver and platinum, and then I'll do like a couple commas and nickel. Because of Nickel Stacking. Yes. To my friends, Jeffro and William, have a very great night. Be safe. Take care of everyone around you, and they'll take care of you. Well, yeah, of course. If let's see, Shadowworks said that would be an awesome show. You and Nickel are fucking geniuses. And then Nickel says, I doubt it. I like platinum. Well, of course you like platinum. You're a fucking genius. Only geniuses like platinum. Yeah, I don't care for palladium. I never have cared for palladium. And I think rhodium is rhodium's already, it's totally out of my fucking ball league, man. I can't even consider even holding a coin. Maybe one day, but not today. Well, let me see here. This is my nickel stack. Where's that? There it is. Oh, shit, it's heavy. That's my nickel stack right there. It weighs about probably 7 pounds. I've been saving nickels for a little while. Yeah, only problem with jewelry, nickel, is they mark it up 300%. That's just like, to me, it's a total waste of fucking money to get like a platinum ring. It's a half ounce of platinum, and yet you're paying $2,000 for it. It's like, really? I don't know, but I'm not a jewelry guy. You know, I don't have watches, I don't have bracelets, I don't have necklaces, I don't wear jewelry. I still can. You know, it's not a bad idea. I might get like $100 in nickels from the bank this Friday. Patience pays, bro. Patience pays. You know what's going to be big here, guys? We're deglobalizing and we're going back to nationalism. So look up this word for those of you that don't know what it means, and think about cash arbitrage. I know back in the 70s when I used to go back and forth across the Atlantic with my family, uh, everywhere we stopped, we had to do a money exchange for the currency of the place we were in. And that's where I learned about you can stay here and buy their currency, trade it for another currency, and have that currency buy back the dollar, and you have more dollars. Arbitrage. It's a thing. It doesn't just work for currency, it works for a lot of things, but currency is the quickest that it works for, the quickest pathway. Oh, big time. Platinum's on sale, I say all the way up to about $1,500, depending on the gold price at the time. If gold price has gone up, then it's, depending on the gold price, here's a better way for me to state it. Platinum's a good price if it's under gold's price per ounce. You're not going to make as much profit as if you're buying it at 0.25% of its value, which it's at right now, about $1,000. But if you buy it at 2,000, it's still half of its value, so you're still going to make something off of it. Eventually, patience. Yeah, yeah. And here's something else to think about, guys. I also talk about SMRs, which is small modular reactors, and Rolls-Royce is building them. And Rolls-Royce actually has contracts with foreign countries right now and have not. Yeah, it's about 27 to 30%, 30 times more rare than gold, I think platinum is. But I haven't been able to get the countries' names that are signing contracts with Rolls-Royce, but they're building them SMRs. It's like $135 million, buys them a 35 megawatt small modular reactor. And I'm looking at South Africa, wondering if here in the next couple of weeks or months, and I'm going to research, I think it takes like a couple months to put one together, and along with whatever first time regulations you got to go through, because it's a new technology. So any country that gets it's got to rework their laws and regulations to allow it in. But after that happens, it'll be the quickest way for like South Africa and the mining companies, which are very rich, like Impala or whoever, to spend $135 million and sell the excess power and decrease long-term prices for the mining of platinum. That is actually a good play, which would drive Rolls-Royce's stock up. Yeah, Christopher Bix, they're small modular reactors, SMRs. You can put them on the back of a semi-truck, drive them around, and they're a lot safer because you're not upscaling them, adding issues and safety concerns. Very, very, very small. 100 times safer. And quite frankly, nuclear is the safest power generation we have out there. Hydrogen production is going to be, hydrogen production is not going to get us out of space, but it's going to power the world. Nuclear is going to power the world till we get out of space. And then I want to invest in the first company that has a gas station on the moon. And I know that sounds funny because it's not going to be a gas station. It's going to be a hydrogen refilling. Actually, oh my God. Yeah, no, they need hydrogen for fucking rocket fuel. So yeah, hydrogen. Yeah, because H3 was found on the moon, which makes it viable to put a refinery on the moon and make it like a gas station, so you don't have to keep launching tons of liquid fuel or gassed fuel, whatever, weight in fuel to get a rocket up. You can just send the rocket up with that wasted fuel, have the little pieces come down like Elon Musk's, but yet you can, or maybe not have them come down, because you can refuel on the moon. And if you can refuel out of space, that fuel, believe it or not, the cost effectiveness per mile for fuel filled up in space rather than the Earth, and then leaving some occupational spot in space rather than the Earth is about 99% cheaper than launching from Earth. So if we can get some sort of a gas station, also a refinery, because you're going to be mining platinum. There's more platinum on the moon than there is on Earth, so you might as well make some money while you're there, refine it, do all the stuff you need for the biological shit, and then send it back down to Earth when the shuttle comes to refuel or refill the food for the people that are working there. I see that happening. I see that happening within 20 years. So I think a good investment is finding that company that will actually be able to pull that off, because they're going to be wealthy as fuck. Just like the gold mining days, 1849 gold rush. You want to know who the richest people were in the gold rush? There was this lady who went with her family, insisted that the hard trail, that everything they dumped off, she insisted she keeps the sewing machine. They finally come over the Sierras. Family's got like one mule, a sewing machine, and the rest of the family with still their clothes isn't ripped because they have a sewing machine. That lady was the richest because every day she got gold because some miner came to her for her repair. And every day she worked her ass off making the gold that they went out to find. And she just didn't do it for one miner. She did it for 100 miners. So she was profiting the most, and she wasn't getting gold. She was getting gold. She wasn't mining or panning for gold. She brought a sewing machine, and no one had one. Something as simple as that. And she was wealthy. And her family didn't have broke back because they didn't have to pick a shovel and dig in the ground. They just had to fucking get some yarn and thread and start sewing the machine up. Yeah, ion thrusters. That's why I'm interested in this lightning crystal box thing I got going, because I think it's going to be a lot of knowledge gained in a slow-mo camera, consistent, several different, videos of the lightning striking the Earth. I think someone out there, if maybe not even myself or Shadow or Nickel, will come up with a way to channel, not to the ground, that lightning, but into a thorium reactor or a liquid salt. Liquid salt, I think, has to be at like hella high temperatures to stay running. And all we need is to channel the lightning to that spot so it heats it up, because then you got cost savings. It costs you nothing to heat it up. Good night, LD. Thank you very much for stopping by, my friend. And if we could find a way, first off, to consistently attract lightning to the same spot is a start, and that's what I'm doing. What comes of that? Hell if I know. I see several possibilities with a lot of depends in between. God bless you, LD. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. It's better than being a jerk. And get some platinum if you can, silver if not, because you'll be able to get some platinum with some silver if you watch those ratios. Yeah, back onto that, ratios. Always look at the ratios after you buy. Keep an eye on that, because that's where you do your arbitrage, basically. Trading silver for platinum, platinum to gold, platinum to silver, silver to gold, or whichever way they run as they go up. If you're watching it, it's like horse racing, except it takes longer. So you have a lot of time. It's not as volatile as they say it is. Matter of fact, platinum, comparatively to the crypto, is not volatile. When I heard those people, I think they tell you that platinum's volatile, and all these experts tell you it's volatile. I challenge any one of you, look at a 3-month chart of platinum, even though it's gone up and down about over $150, $200 in the past 3 months. Is that volatile? Really? Well, compared to gold, yes. Compared to crypto, hell fucking no. Not even close. So if all these cats are out there, running this crypto game, they're used to the, hey, I made $10 million today. Oh man, fuck, I lost 11 tomorrow. That's volatile. There ain't nothing volatile about platinum. And any YouTuber says, oh, it's too volatile, they're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about, or they're just full of shit. Or they're intentionally trying to keep you from buying some. Because I think the biggest play in our lifetimes is going to be those people that have platinum. Because even if it comes to, Yeah, I'm just the whole. I gotta put a disclaimer here. I seriously am looking at XLM. But having said that, XLM is not a crypto. Cryptos don't get regulated by the federal government. XLM is regulated very highly by the Treasury Department, whom they've had a contract with for about 2 years to help them develop what? Bitcoin. I think Algo and XLM both have contracts with the Treasury Department to help develop FedCoin, which means they are not crypto, even if they are on the crypto exchanges. I'm just saying, for the technical meaning of crypto being deregulated, you do not have a contract with the Treasury Department and are not regulated. So if you are now regulated, are you a crypto? Because you have a contract with the government. Doesn't that kind of take you out of crypto? But I digress. I really don't know. It's an argument for another day. But I'm seriously looking at XLM because it's like fucking 7-8 cents. And as soon as this FedCoin thing comes out and people find out who's responsible, it's either going to go to zero or it's going to bump up hella high and then go to zero because people get pissed off that they helped. Probably not, but it could. Yeah, I'm not touching XRM because anything the government regulators are already taking to court and held in court for 3 years, I don't want to touch with a fucking radiated stick. Because that means they're right on XRM. They'll fuck up once, they'll be back in court and you'll lose everything. That's what the scenario I said. It's too easy a rug pull. And a lot of people are going to get it pulled. I'm not saying it will happen, but they don't have a contract with the government, so it's possible. XLM, why would the government pull the rug out from them? They're the ones helping them make FedCoin. Algorithm, they're the ones helping them make FedCoin. And I'm sure, I don't know anything about this crypto blockchain shit. This is one area that I am a total fucking ignoramus on. But from my limited understanding, XRP might be the avenue for future SWIFT type exchanges of currencies for larger denomination purchases like nation to nation, but I don't see it as a person to person. Well, another thing about physical assets, NFTs, that's actually an oxymoron. And that's the stupidity of our fucking our financial system. And people aren't concerned in buying more silver, platinum, and gold when we're looking at stupid shit like making NFTs. Fucking, were they physical? How could it be physical? Can I hold it, man? No. So whatever. But when things get crazy, man, that's when you need to go to stability, guaranteed stability, precious metals. I actually own a couple stocks, small penny stocks. And here's an interesting one for you that most of you people probably don't think about. But I do, and I will betroth upon you my limited knowledge of treasure hunting. And no, I've never done it. I have researched, and what I found out is every country stops treasure hunters and won't let them get the booty. Speaking of booty, whoever mentioned that earlier, the reason why they won't allow them to get that booty is because they all saw that Fisher guy and how he got his $1 billion worth of treasure. Most destructive to the environment way of doing it in the history of the world is the way they do it. So I discovered this one little company called SFRX, like a third of a penny a share. But the technology they're looking at, and they're being regulated as they're moving along with the development of this technology, is an underwater technology that we use to find mineral resources and shit in the air. The radar, the LiDAR, all that shit. They're adapting it to a water feature thing, and they're going to be able to pinpoint with accuracy exactly where shit is on a treasure ship or whatever, to where you don't have to go in with dynamite and destroy the whole reef system to recover the shipwreck, the booty. You can go in there with surgical accuracy, do the minimal amount of damage to the environment, and extract the maximum amount of treasure. And they're actually actively working on 5 treasure sites right now, central west coast of Florida, working hand and fist with the regulators, making sure that once their technology is perfected, it's that they're going to be around every country in the world will allow them to find treasure and extract it over others who will have to follow them to do the same thing. Then you look at the world's, they just had this one conference. They're saying there's a minimum of 3 million and up to as many as 30 million sunken ships in our oceans. Sounds like a sounds like it might have a future, you know, because I'm sure one of those couple million had something on it someone wants, you know. So yeah, check into that and do your own research. The next live chat, you guys come back and tell me, yeah, I researched the SFRX Seafarer Explorer, and check them out. If you like PMs, they are actually a precious metals company, in my opinion, because they are looking for silver and gold. And they're looking to do it legally within the regulatory framework that's stopping people from finding silver and gold in the oceans right now. And that includes mining. And that is why we will never mine the oceans, because the environmental impact is so devastating. I actually did a show on that. So yeah, good reason to watch my stuff. I put out some good shit. Yeah, and make it stealth because it's illegal. ShadowWorks. That's very destructive technique of dredging and finding treasures, and that's why all Ecuador, Nicaragua, any country down along the Gulf of Mexico, including America and all the states that border the Gulf of Mexico, have the heaviest. Matter of fact, you can't treasure. You can't search for treasure. You can search for it, but you can't get it. They won't let you have it. So people obviously have to quit searching for it. And that's a ploy, again, an economic ploy of governments until a new technology comes around. Once that new technology comes around, it's going to be like Gold Rush, 1849 all over again with the technology. And I believe that technology comes from SFRX. It'll be the next treasure hunting gold rush. And before you go laugh, ask yourself, well, when was the last treasure discovered and recovered? I don't think there's been any this millennium. Just saying. Do your research. Hold on a second, and I will get you. Here it is right here. And another thing I like about them when they started out with their IPO, I guess you'd call it. And again, I'm not too big on the financial part of it. But when they first offered their stock in public, it was at $2.61 because they had such promise with all the talk of the technology. And because they've been going for so many years, continuing the mission statement of that first day they offered as a public company, this many years later, down at 1/3 of a penny a stock, and they're still moving forward with it, actually gives me a shitload of confidence in them. I mean, that's some stick-to-itness, and you don't do that if you ain't got something. You just need to perfect it. And I got time. I'll let them perfect it. Hell, fuck, I only got like 300. I got less than $300 in it. It's like 40,000 shares, and you get $300, 40,000 shares. Oh my God, I'm rich. I got 40,000 shares. You just don't tell people it's 1/3 of a penny a share. Lie to them. Say, oh, yeah, so it's $10 a share. You know, if you like to feel good. But anyhow, we've been going for almost 2 hours, people. I enjoy the shit out of these ShadowWork and nickel. I like people who step up my game for me. It's intellectually stimulating, and I like that. So I would appreciate if you guys be kind, helpful, and grateful. Oh, no. Like, share, and subscribe. No. If you'd come back next time, because I think even though we're not talking, I am reading what you're typing, and we are kind of sort of engaging. And one day I'll figure out how to do those damn Screen JM does them. JM does them, where you can let people on your screen and shit. I'll figure that shit out one day. I'm not. I mean, I'm still concentrating. I still have a patent for a safety device for extension ladders. I got to pay for. Yeah, another $9,000 on that. So I got a lot of other things that I got to take care of before I concentrate too much thought on other things that I don't need to now take care of. I need to think about things I now need to take care of. And my work is preventing me from getting that done because freaking economy's sucking. But, you know, wheels on the bus go round and round. Well, see, I'm down with any help. My technological problem is I'm not computer savvy. So email me. I'll give you my phone number. And if you could help me out, you know, that's how I learn. I if you give too many options in learning, I always pick the wrong options and it takes longer to learn. It's simple explanation. Peace out, Shadowworks. Yeah, I'm out of here too. God bless everyone here. I love every one of you guys. I wish the best for all of you, and I hope one day we can actually, maybe if my lightning crystal thing takes off, I can pay for flights and a week's worth of everyone's work. Have come, you know, have a get together from wherever the hell we all are. All right, you peoples. God bless America and everybody here. Take care, be safe, and do be kind, helpful, and grateful. And I will talk to y'all later. And thank every one of you for showing up and engaging with me. I do appreciate it. Go Space Force. Later on, guys.